Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and if you're new, thanks for joining. So this is November. I'm doing things a little bit different this month. Obviously, I'm really tapping into these kind of more mysterious, hidden, darker energies of Scorpio energy. Scorpio is a very interesting season, you guys, and I have a Scorpio midheaven. I have a Scorpio north node. So around this time every year, I'm definitely transform in ways that I'm just completely reborn, as a person. And this is true for everyone. This is true for every sign. So transformation, death, rebirth, renewal, purity, definitely emotional transformation, very, very important around these times, right? I'm sure you guys can all feel the intense energies here, especially emotionally. So it's very interesting here that we're already in November, strongly approaching December. Also, guys, really sorry the videos are late. I've been thinking a lot about it, and I kind of like that my videos come out later because it's when all the other videos are uploaded, kind of like all the other tarot readers have uploaded their videos, and some of them are doing the mid-months around here. So, my readings tend to be kind of the mid-month. But I like that because when I record, I have a lot of energy to work with already. So when we speak, we speak towards the middle of the month where I can really hone in on some of the energies that you guys have felt already. And that can kind of come out for the beginning of the reading, and then I touch on the ending of the month. Just know that it's okay to watch my videos at any time because the way that I read, I've done a lot of personal readings on people, and I tend to see that my readings are futuristic. So just know that what the information that you receive in my videos this month, they go into December as well. And I will be speaking to you guys in December. I was really, really sick. My throat actually has started to hurt again. So yeah, good. Thanks. Great. But yeah, definitely takes a lot of work to talk for hours at a time. And I was deathly sick in the beginning of the month. So I wasn't even able to start these videos until around, I don't know, I want to say around the 10th or something like that. And I'm going to have a chance to upload them very soon. So that's great. Other than being sick and everything like that, I'm just thinking that divine timing, we talk when we do, and I really look forward to it every month. Scorpio season is all about your intuition, okay? So the readings that I'm doing this month, especially with me having a North Node and me being a water sign, I'm extremely affected by these energies, and I have no choice but to transform around these times. I'm seeing a lot of readers on YouTube really following their intuition around this month and doing what we call intuitive readings. So I did a little bit of that this month for you guys' messages. Really, really powerful messages coming out this month for everyone. So I hope they're relatable and helpful in some way. But you have to understand that with Scorpio energy, it really gives me the power to dig deep into your subconscious, and it dig deep into your energy, so that the information that comes out are deep subconscious hidden problems going on in your life, right? And some people aren't going to want to relate to those things because it's pretty intimate. Scorpio energy has everything to do with intimacy. It is the eighth house, and usually, this is the time of year where everything that we want to keep hidden at a subconscious level is completely aired out. Scorpio is a purging energy. So it really purges out anything that isn't pure. It purges out anything that needs to transform. And I really love this time of year because we're approaching Sagittarius season, which is very light, and it's a very expansive time, right? November, a very powerful month. So yeah, the readings, guys. I'm working. I tried to do an 8-card spread for most of you. So I'm using the Wisdom of the House of Night deck, of course, because that's very Scorpio. And then I'll be using regular tarot to clarify your cards. So we start out with pretty much 4 cards there that symbolize your energy for this month. And then we do clarifiers, which is always nice to get even a little bit more insight with the energies that we receive from spirit. So for the most part, guys, I really just wanted to work with these energies. Another cool thing about these readings is that a part of the theme that I'm doing this month, besides the black lipstick, of course, is I wanted to record at nighttime. It didn't really dawn on me until this season that I've never recorded tarot readings at night. I've always done it this far with in the light, you know, and then I'm worried about when the sun's gonna go down, and I'm limited to how many videos I can do. I'm a night owl. I stay up really late. You know, I'm staying up till like 5 a.m. every night, and that's just how I am as a Pisces. I was born around that time, so I just like to stay up late, guys. I'm a night owl for sure. And you know, there's something there about the nights because a lot of different energies presented themselves to me. So this is something that I may do in the future as well. Do certain signs, and if you like that, comment below and let me know. If you like more of the feel that I had in the nighttime for you, for your messages, because it definitely felt better for me as well. Me being a night person, I work better at nighttime. My energy is more calm and it's more mysterious, and I really wanted to do that for Scorpio season, so that was really fun to do. So yeah, that was interesting to do that. And other than that, you know, I really just wanted to freestyle and be intuitive and let whatever energies, because Scorpio is all about purification. So I really didn't want to cloud the readings with what, you know, usually I have some type of setting to do, right? But no, it was pretty freestyle this time around, and I really enjoyed the messages there. So I do have a little bit of astrology for you guys for the beginning of the video, and then we'll get started with your actual individual tarot readings. So we did have a full moon in Taurus on November 3rd. Long time ago, guys. I would have loved. I have a Taurus moon. So, I mean, yeah, I'm definitely going through some completions there, but I would have loved to talk to you guys around that time. But that was the time when I was really sick. Interesting that Taurus is my third house, and Taurus rules the throat chakra, and I was sick with strep throat. So I'm realizing that every month or every year around this time, I usually go through some type of throat chakra issue, and it was not fun. Interesting that we had daylight savings time end on that 4th. So it's just interesting to me. A lot of mysterious connections that I'm making around this time. That we had a full moon, and then the daylight savings time ended. We are in the darker half of the year, guys, and Scorpio is known as the dark night of the soul. So if you make it through this season, I'm proud of you and congratulations, because you're not going to make it through as the same person you were before. We're all going through certain transformations, and that's why these readings are very deep this month. We have Mercury going into Sagittarius. We had that going on the 5th. I did mention in the Aries video that Mercury was in Libra still, but it isn't. Mercury has entered, or that Mercury was in Scorpio. It isn't. It's in Sagittarius. And we have Venus in Scorpio, though, so that's cool. Venus moved into Scorpio on the 7th. And the 10th, we had Lilith move into Capricorn, so that's something that, you know, that we're going to talk about a little bit in the videos with some of you that I feel it applies to. We have a beautiful new moon in Scorpio on the 18th. This is when the sun and the moon are both in Scorpio, making the moon invisible in the sky. Please mark your calendars for that day, you guys. Very important day to do emotional releasing work. It's going to be a very dark day. And I don't mean that as in bad. You know, I'm really trying here to spread the messages of light and dark, whereas light is not good and dark is not bad or evil, right? There's beautiful things that come from the dark and really horrible things that come from the light. And that's the duality of our universe there. So, you know, this new moon, when the sky is at its darkest, the dark enough to hide the moon, you know, Scorpio does well with energies like that. Not because Scorpio is dark, because Scorpio is the lightest sign. Like, they are so pure, right? They're all about death and transformation. And that's just so beautiful. Death and rebirth, some of the two things that we don't know much about, but how pure is it to be born? How pure is it to die and transform? Just lovely energies, and we're all going through this on different levels, right? So interesting day there to have the moon and the sun in Scorpio. Wonderful time to do any emotional work or any, you know, meditations, anything like that with spirituality. Beautiful, beautiful time. And then on November 21st, we have the sun entering Sagittarius. So a lot of us are going to really, you know, this is when the transformations kind of let up a little bit right now. Dream on. We're all being transformed and noticing things about ourselves that we didn't even know. And that's what transformation is all about, you know, kind of letting die what we're no longer of and rebirthing into what we are. Okay, so there are certain parts of us that are dying and that won't make it. And we need to encourage that, because Scorpio, we really have Scorpio to thank for that kind of energy. But yes, we will have the sun move into Sagittarius. And on November 22nd, we have Neptune going direct in Pisces. Awesome for me, awesome for you, and where your Neptune placement is. And then, of course, at the end of the month, we have what we call Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to those of you who decide to celebrate Thanksgiving. I have a strong Native American history, so, I'm pretty enlightened and I'm pretty woke. So, Thanksgiving has always given me the creeps. As a kid, when I was forced in school to color the kind of pilgrim pictures and the Indian pictures, and oh, they had a feast and it was all great and lovely. Well, my soul is very intelligent, and I always had a horrible feeling about Thanksgiving. And I'm sure some of you have done research, and some of you are woke and enlightened to the real meaning of Thanksgiving. So, happy Thanksgiving to those of you who are celebrating Thanksgiving at the end of this month. Interesting that as soon as Neptune goes direct the same day that the sun moves into Sagittarius, and then we have Thanksgiving right after that. So this year, for Thanksgiving, yes, I will be eating dinner, but it's not a traditional Thanksgiving dinner because I just like to be different, and I like to set different trends. I'm going to be doing a lot of meditations for the lives that were lost, some of my ancestors that were lost in the Thanksgiving celebrations, or the pilgrim days back then, stuff like that. So I'll be doing meditations there for that, and I'll just be using that day to be thankful. I will be doing a lot of creative work with Thankful and the Art of Thanks, and I'll be writing out things that I'm thankful for, things that I value, and I'm just gonna be thankful to be alive. You know what I'm saying? With God willing, I will be alive on that day, and it'll be a very spiritual day for me to kind of reflect on what I am thankful for. And just so that just that we're talking now, guys, I'm extremely thankful for all of you. Extremely thankful for your likes, shares, and subscribes, and your comments for sure. I love talking with you guys. I love getting your comments. I have notifications on my phone, so I get a notification every time one of you likes or subscribes, and it just puts a smile on my face. Well, some of the good comments. Some of the bad ones are like, yee, but most of them, I'll see that it's relating to you guys and that my messages were so helpful. And I have all the belief in myself. I believe in the messages I spread, but at the same time, as a tarot reader, it's hard because I'm talking to a computer, you know what I mean? I know I'm talking with your guys' energy, but I don't necessarily have your feedback right away to say, yes, I am going through that. So it's extremely intuitive work, which is beautiful around this time. And it's even more beautiful that we're heading into a time of belief. And I strongly believe in spirit. I strongly believe in the collective consciousness, and that the right messages will receive or wind up with the right people. So I'm very thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for the talents, gifts, and abilities that I have in order to do this kind of work. I'm thankful to be alive, and I'm thankful to experience, this chance at consciousness. So, whatever you're doing here to wrap up the month of November, I send all my blessings to you guys, and I really hope that the readings this month were relatable and helpful to you. Please comment below and let me know what you guys think. And as always, be blessed, and you have my best energy sent to you. So, I hope you guys have a wonderful month in November. It is really intense, it is really transforming, but just know, we're coming up on the end of the year. So that's a transformation in itself. There's a lot here to do with cycles. Also, meditation is coming up very strongly for us in November and December. So make sure you're taking the time to do your spiritual work, whether that's just being outside and looking up at the sky and kind of speaking to your higher self, or being at one with the universe. Whether you do meditations or yoga or whatever it is that you do, it is coming up strong for the signs in November and December. And that's pretty awesome, because I would say around this time where we're transforming, it's extremely important for us to stay in touch with our higher self, because so much is changing right now about people and places and things around us, and we're changing and other people are changing, and it can be kind of hectic, you guys, but just know at the end of all this, we're going to be stronger people, and we're going to be transformed into things that into the things that we need to be in order for the next step of our life. Right? So these transformations are very, very necessary and critical to our being and our conscious state. Our whole entire universe is transforming right now. So I don't want this intro to be very long, but those are some words that I really wanted to say to you guys. And without further ado, hear your readings for November, and I hope you enjoy. All right. Bye, guys. Talk to you in December. Hey, Capricorn. Welcome to your November reading, guys. So, as far as the regular astrology going on here, I'm realizing that it's getting kind of repetitive in my videos. So check all that out in the intro video that you may or may not have watched. Other than that, guys, I mean, all of that would be there. I'm really going to just start leaving that just for the intro videos because it really does seem really repetitive when I watch the videos back. And I'm going to start covering that all in my intro video and just more so talking to the individual signs about what it is that, I need to talk to them about. So for you, yes, it was important that we had that full moon in Taurus because that is your sister sign, guys. And I'm noticing here in Scorpio season, right, we have all these emotions that I mentioned before. We have all these transformations going on, Capricorn. So the feels are definitely out, and it's not necessarily what you feel right now, Capricorn. It's more so of what everyone else is feeling. And that's not real surface based right now. There's a lot of depth being explored in people around us. So, everybody handles that kind of mysterious energy differently. So I'm really curious to know how you guys are doing. I hope you're doing well. I have talked to Taurus and Virgo so far. You're the last earth sign that I'm speaking with because I record in order, you know what I mean? So it goes Taurus, and then there's Virgo, and then there's you. But we all know, well, we all should know that you are the cardinal earth sign, Capricorn. So in a way, I kind of see the cardinal signs as the first representatives of the element, right? So Capricorn, Aries, Taurus, and Cancer would be the first earth, fire, water, and air signs. I have mad respect for all the cardinal signs. You guys are strictly based upon action and power and initiative, you know what I mean? In Capricorn, it's a different story with you. Yes, you're powerful. Yes, you are all about action and movement and grounding, but you really are a really interesting zodiac sign. And myself, I have a Capricorn rising, so my relationship with Capricorn in this dimension is rather interesting, I would say. And it's rather spiritual. I find that interesting to have whatever your rising sign is, you kind of connect with whatever that zodiac sign is in a spiritual way. The rising sign is significant for your spirit. So, yeah, I connect with you guys in a very spiritual way, and I have the liberty of being close with a few Capricorns in this life. So, I'm fond of you guys, and I look up to your guys' energy. Apparently, Capricorn is the sign most people think that I am, since that's the aura that I give off. This kind of intimidating, grounded character, and it's really difficult to be perceived as something that you're not. I mean, I am grounded, and it's the intimidation that I struggle with a little bit, right? But anyways, earth signs, you guys are going through interesting transits right now. Okay, as I was mentioning before, I got kind of a little off topic there, just talking to you on a personal level for a minute, but I did mention that Taurus and Virgo, I had spoke with them. I'm mentioning that because their readings were quite interesting, and they did overlap a little bit. So I'm noticing some sort of patterns here with Earth. Okay, so immediately, Earth, you are the opposite of water, right? Water and earth are opposites, and fire and air are opposites. Because if we had earth and fire opposite, or if we had like air and water opposite, there's some obvious reasons why that wouldn't be. Water can put fire out, fire can burn down earth. So naturally, water replenishes the earth. So I'm mentioning this because this is a water season, you guys. And the next water season that we'll experience is Pisces season. So we're really going through kind of a trinity here, whereas we have been through Cancer season back in June and July. And now we're going to Scorpio season, which is a fixed water sign. All the water signs are pretty interesting, but I'm seeing here that the earth, since this is a really opposing energy to you, whereas earth would like to remain grounded and would like to remain logical and all about the roots of a situation and how to intellectually kind of hash through the more details of the situation. Water, it doesn't really work that way, right? And I live this every day because I'm a Pisces, but I have a Taurus moon and a Capricorn rising. So I have a lot of earth grounding me, but what I'm aware of is very fluid, and I'm very much a Pisces as well. So, I totally understand what some of the earth signs might be experiencing here in this very deep season of Scorpio. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about that, and I'm sure that'll come up in your reading, and we'll get talking here about some more serious and deeper things. But just know, if you are, with you being the most earth Capricorn and appreciating groundedness the most of all earth signs, this time period, since October 23rd, for about another week now, a little less than a week, we're coming up on Sagittarius season very strongly. And then after Sagittarius season, we do have Capricorn season. So just hang on in there, guys. If you're really, really craving that kind of logical, grounded feeling, that's not going to happen in Scorpio season. Scorpio is all about what lies beneath it with a person, and the more deeper hidden secrets, the intimacy of a person. And this is a very necessary transit, even especially for you earth signs, because you guys have the power to hide things very deep, deep, deep in your roots, right? We think of a tree where the tree actually began with a seed and the roots, and it began to grow and things like that. So earth element, very, very powerful element. And this water transit could be a little bit more difficult for you guys. So I hope you guys are hanging in there, Capricorn. So let's talk a little bit here. We did talk the Taurus moon, okay. That was your sister sign, so that's going to pour positive energy into you. That was the beginning of November. We're here now at the 15th, and I do plan on uploading these videos tomorrow for you guys. All right, this is kind of important to mention because Sagittarius is your guys' 12th house, okay? And we're about to have a lot of energy in Sagittarius. So the sun is going to be in your 12th house. The 12th house, guys, I always like to talk about it because I am a 12th houser. I am a Pisces. I'm from the 12th house here. Well, I represent that energy anyways. And I'm very comfortable with the 12th house. It's very spiritual. It's very subconscious. It's very dreamlike and otherworldly. So when we go through 12th house transits, or when any planets are kind of hanging out in our 12th house, we can experience major, major endings and beginnings because the 12th house represents the end, right? And it's interesting that I would mention that because Scorpio season is all about endings and new beginnings. That's what full moons are about as well. And Scorpio season is about transformation, death, and rebirth. So Cap, there could be a lot of things really taking off in your life right now. And as the sun exits Scorpio, you guys might be dealing with this fine. The real heat, I believe, that comes for you guys is when the sun becomes in Sagittarius. And there's a lot of, there's nothing more spiritual and emotional, no offense, Scorpio, but than the 12th house. Scorpio and Cancer both work with emotions on a different level. And we do have your opposite sign being Cancer, right, Capricorn? So this cardinal kind of emotional psychic figure here. All of the water signs are that way, but Scorpio deals with what's hidden about a person and what's death, but Pisces is completely the experience of all this. So, we are heading towards a rather intense time of the year. And it's interesting, Capricorn, that we have the new year in your season, right? So your guys' season is transformative anyways, because we're coming to, at least in the Mayan calendars, we're going to be definitely transforming to a whole different timeline of 2018. So, lots of stuff coming up for you, Capricorn, a lot of intensity. And I have all the faith that you guys are kind of tackling that like you would the mountains. You are the mountain goat, so you're just probably climbing over these energies. And I do know your guys' energy pretty well. I know that you guys are pretty sturdy people, and you're really ambitious people. So you tackle things with ambition, and even though you could be feeling emotional inside, or think about some of the times in your life where you were feeling emotional, you even handle that in a more logical, grounded way. And I know Capricorn is very secretly spiritual, very, very secretly emotional, extremely misunderstood sign, right? You guys are the devil card. The devil is the biggest scapegoat that I can't tell you how many, and I hate it as a Capricorn rising because my spirit is Capricorn. So I hate when I see so many people blaming darkness and blaming this and that and the other on the devil. It's like, okay, have you ever heard of a scapegoat, people? This is what we blame our troubles on to keep the blame off of ourselves, when really it doesn't have to be blame, but it has a lot to do with self-realization. So this is going on in the world right now. Nobody really wants to take accountability. And you see, Capricorn, you're a very responsible sign, right? You're very chivalrous. So you're willing to stand up, for things that feel right to you. And you could be doing better with these energies. I'm going to wait and see what your reading kind of has to say. But even myself, I don't know because I'm a Pisces, but my Capricorn rising, my Taurus moon, it seems to be doing well. But perhaps some of the people who are born, you see, my sun is not in an earth sign. So if you're born a Capricorn, then your sun, what you're aware of, which is what the sun signifies, you know, you're aware of these things. You're aware of what Capricorn energy is, right? And Capricorn is the 10th house, all about legendary, your legacy. It's all about your long-term goals, and you guys are ruled by Saturn. Hello. So let's cover some of this astrology so we can get into your reading, because it's deep, Cap. I wish I could talk to all of you personally right now, because it is about to go down. We have Mercury in your 12th house. Okay, so Mercury is all about communication. You guys could be communicating from a more spiritual level, or at least wanting to. The 12th house is very emotional. So your mind right now, Mercury does rule Virgo, which is your sister sign as well. Mercury does well in the more logical, intellectual signs. But Mercury is hanging out in Sagittarius, which is the 9th house of philosophy and higher thinking and beliefs and expansion. So your mind could be expanding right now in a way that is very spiritual, Sagittarius, and it's just in time. This is great. This is great energy for you to kind of enter your birthday month. We're going to let Sagittarius play and let Sagittarius, have this time to shine. This is their birthdays. Shout out Sagittarius if any of you are watching. Or shout out any of you Capricorn who have Sagittarius energy. Some of you could be born on the Sagittarius Capricorn cusp. Legit shout out there. I know a few people born on that day. Really interesting people. So we have Venus in Scorpio as well, or Venus in Scorpio, but Venus will be moving into your 12th house later on in December. And okay, this is the main thing that you and me need to talk about, Capricorn. We have Lilith that moved into your sign. This is the main thing, and Pluto. So we have Lilith and Pluto in Capricorn now. And those are rather dark energies, Cap. So we're not going to hash this all up to Scorpio season. Your video might be a little longer, okay? This is a very spiritual reading that I have to do around this time. And there's a lot of spirits and energies beyond the realm that would like to speak with you about a lot of things, because it is going to get really serious. You guys do well with serious, don't you, Capricorn? You're pretty serious people being ruled by the Lord of Karma, Saturn. But, okay, Lilith. Lilith is the dark moon in astrology. You guys do better with darker energies, being the devil card in tarot, and people see you as this manipulative, kind of condescending energy, right? And people being born a Capricorn, you're pretty much almost always going to be misunderstood as a person, because your energy comes off as something. It's a disguise, right? And these are kind of the Capricornian secrets that are available coming out here today. You guys alchemize with certain energies, and it's almost in your favor to kind of put up this kind of energy that, I'm almost feeling as if there's energies that work for you, right? And your very aura is misleading, and it's actually a way of protection in a way, so that you guys can focus on your goals, focus on your career, right? And focus on your long-term goals, because that's everything that Capricorn is about. And you guys know karma firsthand, being ruled by Saturn. So those are all more darker, serious energies, right, Capricorn? And we have Lilith moved into your sign on the 10th, so she's been there for about 5 days now. I immediately noticed the difference with my rising sign. Lilith is very sexual, okay? So some of you, the sexual activity could be really, really heightening around this time. Lilith is a very slow-moving planet. So, she was in your 12th house for a while, maybe adding the darker element to your subconscious, and I'm not sure if you guys felt a release there on the 10th with that, but Lilith is definitely dancing with the devil in Capricorn season, in Capricorn's house. This will add sex appeal to you guys. This will add fantasy and liberation to your sex lives, right? So if you notice people hitting on you more, or you just feeling a little bit, Capricorn, you guys already are pretty confident. You look good, you smell good, you present yourself well. You're all about morality and chivalry and You know what I mean? You guys have high standards, and I'm not even bagging on you. Like, I get it as my rising sign. There's a part of me that comes out like that sometimes, and it comes in handy when I need to put somebody in their place, or, let somebody know exactly how it is. So I respect that, Capricorn. Lilith is going to do different things for all of you. I just wanted you to know that Lilith was in your sign. This is a rather darker energy, so people can see you as more dark, and that might be good news to some of you. Sometimes when people think you're dark, they'll leave you the hell alone. And you guys don't really mind fear that much. People who fear you, I'm not sure how you feel about the intimidation thing, but maybe that's a kind of a form of respect to you, Capricorn. So just keep that in mind. I don't want to get too into that. I do want you guys to research Lilith in Capricorn, and do your own research about Lilith and reach your own conclusions about her. And, if you're going through anything, I would love to see your comments down below about any Lilith related activity, like sex life type of thing, or sex appeal, or even some mysterious. For some of you, it'll really add a mysterious element to your life, right? And it definitely it applies to Capricorn moon, sun, and rising. But just know that, logically, the earth and the moon, right? We have the earth and the moon, but we have this dark cosmic void that exists in between the earth and the moon. And it's the darkest spot in our universe, right? Almost like dark matter in a way. But we call Lilith that kind of dark moon there because a lot of things happen in the dark like that. So this is really Capricorn accessible right now. Do what you wish with that energy, but Lilith will be occupying your sign. For some of you, this could even be, your Lilith return. But yes, this is Lilith moving into Capricorn, the 10th house of legacy and career. So yeah, guys, not sure what that'll mean for all of you, but I think that's about it. Everything else you can find in the intro video, and this got pretty long here, so we talked about Lilith, and then there's a little bit there with Pluto. I'm gonna get into your guys' reading though, but before I go, maybe at the end of the reading, I'll talk to you a little bit more about Pluto, and and maybe that's not even necessary. I'm sure you guys can already feel, Pluto is the lord of the underworld. So really, all that needs to be said there is, I just want you guys to know that if you're facing some of those more darker energies, it's because of the universe. It's because of what's going on in the universe right now. And it's all to prepare you though, Capricorn. It's all to prepare you though for things that are going to be moving into Capricorn. Another thing, guys, I'm sorry this intro is getting kind of long, but I'm telling you, if you can't feel your responsibility plate really getting heavy in the universe, then it's definitely going to start coming in. And the next time we talk, it will be closer to Capricorn season. And, so we're going to be getting ready for that kind of thing, which means, we'll be experiencing a lot of Capricorn energy. But one of the major things going on here in the next month will be almost in a full month. I think it's the 19th. So not exactly a full month, but in about a month, in a few days, a month plus a few days, we will be having Saturn come into Capricorn. Moment of silence, please. Because that right there, I'm telling you, people don't know karma like when Saturn is in Capricorn. You guys are ruled by Saturn. Saturn is going to be home. So, you guys are going to be advocates of karma. And we'll talk more about that in December. But these are some of the things here that you really want to get prepared for, right? You really want to get ready for these kind of things, Capricorn, because it is about to go down. But I think that's it astrology-wise. I think that's it spiritual-wise. So let's go ahead and get started. And as I mentioned in my intro video, this is an intuitive reading. I'm going to go ahead and try to get 4 cards for you that'll best represent the energy you're dealing with in November. And then we'll pull some clarifiers. Okay. So let's see what's going on for the sign of Capricorn, please, Spirit. This is for Capricorn in the month of November and a little bit into December here. Let's get some cards that would best be advice for their November journeys. Scorpio season for Capricorn. What have they been feeling and going through here? What's the best kind of information that we can talk to them about? Spiritual messages for the sign of Capricorn. I am going to cut the deck for you guys because I did a reading last night for a Scorpio. So we're just going to clear the energies here. Get ready for the Capricorn energy. Sorry I talk to you guys so much. It's just, I think it has a lot to do with my rising sign. So, we have the High Priestess of Spirit coming out here. And there are 3 cards that just fell. And I like it better when the cards come out one at one, but these are messages for you. So we do have a certain denial of spirit going on here, Capricorn, because we have the denial card. Whoa. We have the denial card here. And this is an interesting card because we have a person reaching, right, for these kind of trees. And this could be you reaching for your own self, Capricorn, because you guys are an earth sign. And as I was mentioning, Taurus and Virgo, really craving that more grounded energy right now. And I think it's because we're experiencing the opposite of Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, which is water, you know. So you could be really, I'm reaching here for earth. This is logic, groundedness, you know what I mean? Everything that has to do with earth signs. So what I'm led to say with this card is that make sure you are reaching high for your ambitions, Capricorn. You know, you guys reach for whatever you want. Something I really love about Capricorn, and I love that comes in for me as my rising too, because it makes me a very ambitious person. And some people aren't brave enough to kind of reach for what they want. And this is coming out here with denial. So you don't want to deny yourself anything that you want to be reaching towards. And you don't want to deny yourself of meditation, anything spiritual, Capricorn. I know you guys don't work very much. You know, you guys hide that kind of, you're the cardinal earth sign. And earth signs have a way of hiding their spirituality, their emotions, and their feelings. But don't be afraid, Capricorn. Right now is a very spiritual time for you. And there is a certain oath coming up here. So when you take an oath, you know, this is kind of a promise. So there could be something here with the denial of spirit because of some type of oath, right? And I'm seeing here you don't want to deny yourself of anything spiritual this month, okay? And you really want to take an oath not to do that. But let's see what comes out here for you, Capricorn. Ooh, we have the High Priestess of Water fly out for you. Okay, so this has to do with the 4th house of home. We're going to use that because this energy has been coming out a lot. And then we have denial coming out again. Okay, so denial is really coming out for your guys' reading. I put that back and then it flew back again. And now we have other cards flying out. We have focus and forbidden. So where is your focus at, Capricorn? Are you focusing on the hope of things, or are you focusing more on what you can't do right now, right? That doesn't sound very Capricorn. So you can't have that. Some of you watching my channel could be really struggling right now with that ambition of yours, right? So I'm seeing that a little bit here. The denial of emotions is coming out strongly. First, it was coming out as the denial of spirit, and spirit and water and emotions tie into each other. So it's interesting here that would come out again for you. So Pisces Priestess is really picking up here on some of the darker energies that Cap may be experiencing here in the Scorpio season. We have movement. Okay, this is a very Capricorn card. So this is your 3rd card. And then we're going to get your 4th and last card from the Wisdom of the House of Night. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the energies there. So we're looking for one more card. We have High Priestess of Water, denial, and movement. Oh, we had strength pop out for you. It didn't come out all the way. So I'm going to let the card that comes out, you know, come out. But strength, come on now. You guys are very strong individuals. Strong enough to move. Strong enough in your emotions as well. So this card is coming up. For some of you, it could be a Leo, because Leo is the strength card. But that was coming up more so as a reminder of the strength, right? Spirit wanted to remind you of how strong you guys are. So your last card is the Moon. Interesting. I actually thought that card would come out for you, because after I cut the deck, the moon was on the bottom. I'm not sure if my camera caught that. And something told me to even show you guys, but you know, this is more so about hidden. And it's interesting as I'm talking with you guys that I even feel my Capricorn rising with you guys. And I feel, you know, we're more mysterious about things, Cap. Sometimes we keep saying things to ourselves. Sometimes we don't even talk about certain things, right? Because I'm not sure why it is. It might even be something that we don't speak about out loud. You know, it might not be so much about talking about it, but I do feel that we are rather hidden energies as Capricorn. So, your reading. I'm going to listen here a little bit, Cap, get some intuitive advice, see what my intuition picks up on, and then we'll get going. Interesting, interesting. Mm. Well, your first card out was the High Priestess of Water, right? So this is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy, but I do believe that this water sign, this water, we have the High Priestess here. And I have 5 High Priestesses in this deck. Okay, we have the High Priestess of Earth, we have the High Priestess of Water, Fire, Air, and the High Priestess of Spirit, which came out for you before this. So there is a spirituality here, right? We were talking about that a little bit before our reading, before your reading. There's a spirituality here, and spirit kind of ties into our emotions and our feelings and things like that. So, Capricorn, this energy is coming up for you, and it came up for a lot of the signs this month because we are in a very deep water sign of Scorpio. And the relationship between Scorpio and Capricorn is very interesting because you guys are kind of best friends in the zodiac, hidden best friends. It's kind of a hate-love relationship. I'm not sure if any of you know Scorpio or anything like that, but it is a very hate-love relationship in the universe. You guys just know certain secrets to the universe and to other realms. So, Capricorn, there's that. But we have this water showing up for you, and it does have the number 4 up top, right? So when I say the number 4, I am led to think about Cancer. Cancer is the 4th house, and it is the sign opposite of you, right? So there's a certain reminder there to remember that the 4th house is opposite you, which you're the 10th house of career and legacy, like I was mentioning in the beginning of your reading. So, this could be a very Cancerian energy right now. Around Scorpio season, you guys could be really, working more with the opposite of yourself, and I mean this as energy wise. You guys could really be taking on more of the water energy. And I'm not sure how that feels as an earth sign, but these transitions are very important. And it's important that we transition emotionally right now because we have the sun moving into the more serious half of the zodiac wheel. And by more serious, I just mean it's more serious to the spirituality of things. Aries through Virgo, the first 6 zodiac signs of the wheel, it has more to do with lifestyle, right? We're developing our lifestyle from March to September. So after September, after Virgo season ends, and we have the sun move into Libra, which starts the second half of the wheel. You and me, in Libra, Sagittarius, Aquarius, we're all a part of the second half of the zodiac wheel. And they call this the dark house of the night. They call Scorpio season that. And they call this the darker half of the year. This is the winter time for the northern states, and the sun becomes more hidden. It's interesting how astrology ties into even the seasons, right? So we're in a more darker time, and by dark, I definitely don't mean evil. As Capricorns, I hope you know that, right? Because you guys have a darker energy. And it isn't evil. It's just that, you're more mysterious. You're not exactly light. It's not about what you're aware of. It's about more so what's hidden and what's felt. So we have that kind of energy showing up with this card here with the 4. Some of you may be feeling emotional about your home environment, right? I'm hearing a lot with the home environment for Capricorn this month in November. So you could very well be focusing on that. So let's see here. Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries. Your 4th house is Aries. So Capricorn needs a very strong, firm home foundation, right? I know a lot of Capricorns, they're very serious about, you are very territorial people as the goat would be. Goats and bulls and rams. So Aries, Taurus, and Capricorn, very territorial individuals, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. You're willing to do what you need to do to protect what you feel is yours. So even in relationships, we can feel territorial. Even in our homes, whatever you feel belongs to you. You definitely want respect for that. And you want people to respect your space and everything like that. So there's some emotions going on here. There's also this intuitive feeling that I feel if this isn't about the home, this is just about emotional stability, Capricorn. There's obvious reasons why this will be coming up in Scorpio season for you, because Scorpio, like I said, it brings out these kind of emotions with us all, right? It brings out these kind of deeper emotions. Any other time, Capricorn, it is easy for you to keep these feelings hidden. It's easy for you to keep the way that you feel kind of on the low, because that's not logical, right? Sometimes our feelings can come in and really unground us, and our feelings can come in and really postpone certain things. It's just life is easier when you're not in your feelings, right? So I understand you earth signs, I really do. But this is the time of year where, it's really not easy for people. We really come out of our emotional closets around this time of year. And that's why I think it's so important, right? Because even though we make lifestyles out of this, even though we're so comfortable, some of us are so comfortable without feeling. And I know a lot of colder people, right? And this isn't you, Capricorn. This doesn't have to be meaning you, but you could be dealing with other people in your life like this. I think Capricorns are dealing with a lot of people right now that are bringing this kind of high priestess energy out. It doesn't have to be emotions, but it also is the way you feel, right? We all feel as humans. We all have certain feelings. So if you're dealing with a colder person right now, because I don't necessarily see this as you, some Capricorns could be taking on that more, you guys like to put on a shell, and you like to oh, what's the Capricorn way of saying it? Like, it's just a lot of distance, you know what I mean? If someone were to hurt you, or if you're trying with them, you just kind of get distant. Like, okay, bitch, like, I done tried to show you my feelings. I've tried to talk to you and express to you how I feel, and you don't understand that I don't do that, ho. So, I'm not gonna do it for you. When you guys go out on an emotional limb for somebody, it's they should be very honored and very appreciative, because Capricorn doesn't just come out of the hidden aspects of things for nothing. And it's interesting that you're one of those hidden signs as well, one of the more mysterious. Everything's covered with seriousness and things like that. But Capricorn, you're really deep, and you really do feel, right? Your 12th house is Sagittarius, so you're very passionate about the way that you feel deep inside, and you're very ambitious about it. Not a lot of people know this, but the way Capricorn feels is where that ambition comes from. Like, if you guys want a more comfortable lifestyle, that's a feeling. You know what I mean? If you don't have a comfortable lifestyle, it will bring out some of these emotions, and that is going to light that ambitious fire beneath you. You guys are the mountain goats for a reason. It takes a lot of emotion to climb a mountain just to say that you did it, right? That's Capricorn for you. Like, you guys do things to prove your power and to prove your ambition in life. You do it for yourselves. You do it because you want the best for yourself. And this is a very earth sign thing. But just for now, Capricorn, there are these extreme emotions coming up for you. The high priestess of water, this is black and white right now, but there's blue everywhere, and she has this moon on her forehead. So she definitely follows her intuition, right? She's very water-like. All of us have water somewhere in our chart, right? And we all alchemize, and we work with these energies differently. So this is bringing out anything that could be water in your chart, Capricorn. And she has this kind of deep stare, right? The high priestess of water is symbolic for our emotions, and she feels a great deal. And she does so in a way that she's not apologetic about what she feels. She doesn't have to explain what she feels. She just kind of wears her own emotion and her own pain. So there could be something here in the months of November and December, Capricorn, that you're kind of doing that, because we have this Scorpio season, this long month of emotional transformation. Certain emotions are dying off, and certain feelings are dying so that we can move on and transform. We're all turning into different, better versions of ourselves, right? By the time that the sun is in Sagittarius, we have all gone through all these emotional initiations, these kind of like quantum upgrades, things like that. And we're not going to be emotionally or spiritually the same way. We may be physically the same way. And that's why it's important for these kind of water seasons on the chart. The 3 water seasons we have, that this is when transformation and emotional experience really comes into play. So there is something here about those deep emotions, Capricorn. And I'm thinking that it's really a good time to apply this here to your ambitions and to your lifelong goals, because as I was saying, with you, Capricorn, it's so important, and it's amazing that this will show up for you, because we have this Scorpio. It's not even Scorpio season that you guys are chilling right now. Like, probably why I didn't really know in the beginning of my video for you, in this video, talking to you about Taurus and Virgo feeling kind of emotional right now and feeling kind of ungrounded. I felt this weird energy that's making more sense to me now. It's because subconsciously, you guys know, Scorpio season isn't nothing for me. It's Sagittarius season that I have to worry about. This is my 12th house. So you guys are kind of different right now. You guys are where you are on the wheel. It's just so happens that you come right after Sagittarius season. So, any sign before you would be considered your 12th house of subconscious. For me, it would be Aries. For Virgo, it would be Leo. For Taurus, it's Aries. So for me, Pisces is Aries subconscious. Aries is Taurus's subconscious. Taurus is Gemini's subconscious. So Sagittarius is the sign before you, and it's your subconscious. And it just so happens that we have this really deep Scorpio season, and then we have Sagittarius season. So you experience this is something I didn't know before this reading, but you experience Scorpio season at a different level. I think that you guys just, when the sun enters Scorpio and it becomes fall, Capricorn really kicks into work mode. They're like, all right. And especially here in 2017, right? This happens every year, but it happens differently because now we have all these energies, right? We have all these energies lining up in Scorpio. They will be lining up in your 12th house Sagittarius. The sun is on its way to Capricorn. And when the sun passes Saturn, we have all these different energies in the universe. I'm not sure if many of you follow astrology, but this is I'm hearing like some type of motor outside, like, and it's interesting. I think everything's a sign. And we had some engines revving outside my window. I don't know if you heard that in the video because it was kind of quiet, but loud enough for me to hear and loud enough for the universe to kind of connect it to what I'm talking about. Like, the engines are revving right now, and you guys are really like picking up speed and ready to kind of, we do have movement in your reading as well. So let's keep going, Capricorn. But I just want you to know that I understand what you could be going through on a subconscious level right now, right? I'm going through it too as my rising sign. So that might be why I'm just kind of, I thought it was because I was a water sign, but after your reading, I'm kind of realizing that my Capricorn rising, it's probably just like, this is not the time to freak out. It's really more so in Sagittarius season. Like, Scorpio gets all this kind of hype, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to downgrade Scorpio at all because has been a very intense, transit, and we all are handling it differently, but I'm just not as in my feelings as much as other people are. It's probably because I don't really hide my feelings that much because I do have that Capricorn rising in the Taurus moon that really ground my Pisces sun. So I wear my emotions on my sleeve, and that might be why I have a easier time in Scorpio season. But for some of the people who are really, they go through the year hiding how they feel and being with people they don't really want to be with, and not living up to integrity. That's something I just heard in the spirit realm. Not living up to integrity. I'm not sure if that was meant for you, Capricorn, but this is a very Capricornian thing. You guys really, you really are ambitious towards your integrity and towards the character that you are, right? You're a person of respect, and you want people to respect the character that you are, and you have a hard time being around people who have no class or integrity. So those are the kind of people, Scorpio brings everybody up from the depths, and unfortunately some people who resort to the depths are really low people that are at a low vibration. They hide how they feel. They're not walking with integrity. They're not walking with truth. So, some of us humans are going to have a harder time in Scorpio season, and in Sagittarius, this is the time. This is the time for all this, because, there's a purpose for everything, and we have these emotions surfacing right now so that we are not able, for all the earth signs. We had this high priestess of water in all the earth signs. We had in everybody's, right? It's not just the earth signs. It's everybody right now. There's kind of this element of emotion. So it's telling me as a tarot reader that, this is a very, very important time here. And it's just letting me know that Scorpio season's really doing a good job of resurfacing emotions that we try to hide, right? So I don't know, Capricorn, you could be one of those people or be dealing with someone who's hiding their emotions right now, and I really feel bad for those kind of people because it's going through this transit in a harder way, when the easiest way to go through it, guys, is to just feel what you feel and know that around this time of year what we feel is actually important. I'll give it to you. On the other times, when it's Aries season or maybe Virgo season, it really doesn't matter that much how you feel. I'm a Pisces, so how I feel matters to me all the time. You know what I mean? I kind of live life like that because that's what I'm aware of in the universe. But for everyone else, emotions are handled differently. But this is the time of year, guys, where it's just pretty much unacceptable. And a lot of us want to be kind of escape and be invisible right now. But this is the time to come out from under the depths. So it concerns me that some people still don't come out. Some people still stay stuck. So I don't know, but the High Priestess of Water is really encouraging you guys to open up emotionally, right? And to follow your intuition right now, because with everything moving into your 12th house, you are very, very psychic and intuitive. Now, the first two cards are more so in the beginning of November. I'm recording this kind of late, so this is going to kind of shift into December. So the last two cards are more so, I would say, end of November, beginning. So in the beginning of November, you could have felt more emotional, Capricorn, and that's right now. The first 2 weeks of November, I would consider, the first two cards, and I would consider us still in the beginning of November. So there is something here with the denial of emotions, because we have your first two cards out as emotions and denial. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I even feel a little bit of like, I feel a weird energy, and I'm not sure if it's just me or if I'm picking up on your guys' energy, but you're almost unreachable or something like that. And see, I work really well with energies, and I record all these videos for the zodiac signs on my channel, and I feel differently each person I'm talking to. When I do the Aquarius video after you, I probably won't feel the same energy, and if I do, I'll know. But I'm gonna follow my intuition. I know that it's just the Capricorn energy here. So there is something here with the denial of emotions. For some of you, I'm hearing that it's even people in your life who are denying you of your emotions. They're not allowing you. They could be making you feel, this is talking about anything in your life, Capricorn, that is making you feel like you can't have your own emotions. And I'm seeing that on a deeper level, because with Taurus and Virgo as well, there was that kind of energy. So it kind of makes me upset. And it even relates to me with the earth in my chart. Isn't that funny? I mean, it's not funny, but it's weird that I'm realizing this right now, that a lot of people deny earth signs their emotions. And you really want to rise above that, Capricorn, because nobody tells you what to do, right? Nobody denies you anything. Like, whatever you're feeling, know that your feelings are really important right now. So if anyone's denying you your own feelings, or denying you the right to feel, or if they're denying, like, if your intuition tells you something and you're like, hey guys, like, I really feel this way, or hey, I want to talk to you about something that I really deeply feel, and you're met with denial this month, you really want to pay attention to that, because I'm seeing it coming up here in the beginning of November as a red flag, like extremely red flag for a person to be denying the high priestess of water. That's going on for some of you. Some of you are getting denied your own feelings and your own intuition, your own thoughts and wisdom. Others of you are denying the high priestess of water. Maybe you started this November out, you're very deep, Capricorn, and you have roots. Every earth sign has deep roots, rooted into the earth. And when you're rooted into the earth, you can feel vibrations, right? I know that you guys are logical. As an earth sign, you have this kind of logical energy. So, emotions aren't all the time logical, right? Emotions sometimes lead us astray. Sometimes we can get caught up in the way that we feel, that we start imagining things, and we create these scenarios. Earth signs understand that. Earth signs do not want to be those people who didn't do something important because they didn't feel good. They were scared, they were sad, they were heartbroken. Like, earth signs aren't able to move, right? And there's movement coming up very strongly for you. But the interesting part is that the cards are showing me that this is emotional movement. In order for you to move now, you're going to have to move through these emotions first. For the first time in a long time, earth signs, and this is Scorpio season here, and it'll come back around in Pisces season when we actually like experience everything that we've learned so far. But right now we're in Scorpio season, and there is a certain, everyone collectively are denying their emotions in a certain way, because honestly, Scorpio season is bringing up emotions that we didn't even know we had. So that's why there's this kind of emotional denial here, Capricorn. Because sometimes certain things change in our life, and we really thought we were on top of things. We really thought we understood. We really thought we knew how we felt. But then certain things, it's almost like you just wake up, right? These energies kind of are a perfect aid for you to kind of just wake up and realize, I don't feel that way. Like, I actually feel really wrong about this. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm actually not in love with you anymore. I don't want to work here anymore. Like, Capricorn, you have to understand that your life right now is in a very like, it's not just Scorpio season. You guys are a different sign. Like, aside from all my other videos, you're just different right now because of the 12th house energy about to ignite with you. So anytime anything transits through your 12th house, you're going to be reborn anyways. So you're going through a double transformation right now. I might title your video something like that, like double transformation. I don't know. You're just transforming more so than any other sign right now. And that might be because Scorpio is naturally your guys' 11th house, right? Let's see here on the wheel. Capricorn. Yeah, Scorpio is your guys' 11th house. And so the 11th house is all about community. It's all about the people we work with. It's all about the people around us. So for on the wheel, Capricorn, you know, Scorpio being your 11th house, that means that you already know the darknesses in the communities and in the groups of people that you work with. And I'm not talking about just your job, like the people you have to work with to even get along with, like people you live with, right? People you go to school with, people in your family, friends that you have. So any groups around you, you know, if you never realized why it is that you could see the dark in people, it's not only because you're a Capricorn, it's because you have Scorpio in your 11th house. So Scorpio is this really dark hidden energy. So there's a lot hidden I'm seeing around you and the people that you're around. So you could be feeling that, like not really trusting people, especially because Lilith is on your sun. Lilith is that kind of dark ambassador, right? And she'll let you know. So Lilith and Capricorn, really good friends, really good teammates, and teammates for the dark. So anyone trying to hide any kind of darkness for you, they just aren't aware of Saturn going into Capricorn in December. So let it play around, Capricorn, for now. Let people lie. Let people do what they do, because you are sitting back and you're watching, and you literally you're seeing people's true ambitions and intentions. Anyone with ulterior motives or anything like that, you know, it's almost like, I remember last time I talked to you guys in September, or no, yeah, in October, I told you if people play you, they're playing yourself, because we had deceit come up for you last month, and it is in your reading again. So we're going to talk about that here in a minute. But I'm seeing a lot of that, Capricorn. I'm seeing Scorpio season is all about your 11th house. So there could be people around you denying yourself of emotions. And again, there is a few of you watching my video that are denying yourself of emotions. Capricorn, please don't do that to yourself right now. I know you guys don't usually, you know, consider your feelings as much. Usually, you know, you guys go about it in a very strange way. But you do care a lot about yourselves, and you have a lot of respect for yourself, and it's not easy for you to be around people who disrespect you, because you have such a, even if you're 7 years old, if you're a Capricorn, you just have this kind of self-integrity that people are jealous of. You know, there's little kids, little baby Capricorns that grown-ass people have trouble being around, because they have a stronger sense of integrity than the older generations. And that's just Capricorn energy. Every Capricorn I know is strong. They're entrepreneurs. They make money out of nothing. You guys are the strongest earth signs, you know what I'm saying? And very wise beyond your years. Capricorn is a very wise soul and very important to our zodiac wheel. And, you know, the reason why you guys probably deny your feelings half the time is because, you know, you have such deep feelings that it would just throw you off balance and throw you off your earth if you paid attention to how people treated you a lot. Because you don't always get treated the best either, Capricorn. You know, people perceive you in certain ways that you're not, and it just, you know, I can feel your energy, how frustrating that would be. And people think Capricorns are bitches and stuck up and stuff like that. Well, so you would be too if people treated you this way, dude. Like, since you were born, people always like kind of offset you. You know what I mean? They didn't really consider your feelings as much as they should have. And this is coming up strong in your reading. We have the 4 cards. So someone could even be denying you of emotional stability. If you're not getting the emotional stability, I know it usually isn't important, Capricorn. And you're probably, you know, part of you could be wondering, why is it that emotions are so important to me? It's because we've all woken up out of our kind of emotional, we've been sleeping. And we've all woken up lately to the ways that we have been feeling for so long. Isn't it weird that humans can do that? We can feel a certain way and not even admit it to ourselves. So this is coming up here the first 2 weeks of November, November for you, Capricorn, the denial of emotions. And you really don't want to be in a place like that. And if it's not you, I would rather it be you guys denying yourself of emotions, because I can honestly jive with that. I honestly understand that, but it's gonna really piss me off for those of you who are actually in situations where other people are denying you your emotions. I'm seeing some of you are in really fucked up work situations where people are just emotionally trampling over you. And you know why they're doing that right now? It's because they think Capricorn is just a fucking doormat right now, because they usually don't have feelings. Newsflash. Everybody has feelings in Scorpio season, and they're feelings that we haven't felt in a really long time. Whoa. And this is, when they resurface, you know what I mean? This is when they come out, even though they're from years ago. We haven't felt this in years. We thought we healed this. We thought we didn't care anymore. But no, Scorpio season, it transforms anything that is secretly hidden in our way. And that's great, right, Capricorn? You guys don't want anything in your way. You don't want anything to stop you from kind of climbing that mountain. These mountains might be emotional this month, and it could be even an emotional for you in December because of the 12th house energy. You'll be going with Sagittarius. Your 12th house is going to be expanding, so this is your subconscious, and the subconscious is also hidden. The subconscious is a more water like thing as well, and you're reading the beginning and end of it, water, and in between it we have the denial of movement. So, like I was saying, some of you could be denied emotional stability right now in the workplace, at home. You guys are just surrounded. You really want to make sure you're following your intuition about these people here that are denying you certain emotional truths, okay? This could be even some people lying to you emotionally right now. Wait on Saturn. Saturn's going to expose all these people. And it's interesting that we had the number 4 up there by the water card, and then we have denial as 14. So some of you might be connected with the number 14. In numerology, this is 1 plus 4, which is 5. So we have numerology here. We have the 4 and we have 5. So it's showing me that you are taking a step up. And you might, for some of you, I'm hearing that you may even deny yourself emotions just so right now, Capricorn, you guys have the sun in Capricorn. I'm the rising sign of Capricorn, so that's just my spirit. So some of you, it could be a good idea to deny your emotions if it's to do something like this. If you're denying yourself emotions so that you can reach for something better, then, maybe it's not because I give in to my emotions a lot. You might not give in to your emotions right now just so that you can keep reaching for the money, so you can keep reaching for fulfillment, because we have this hand here reaching. And I'm seeing you guys, you're in earth. You guys are in, you're denying emotions and you are in a more earthy element. Because if you see in this card, this is the forest. He's in a forest, nothing but trees around him. And then we have light around the hand. And this guy, this girl or guy, women or men, both of you, all of you Capricorns, you're really reaching in November, right? And it's because you can feel that your time is coming. So you're trying to kind of set yourself, you guys are always planning for the future. So you're kind of like trying to ensure yourself a future. And it's not that you don't care about your emotions. It's just that right now there's money to be made and there's bills to be paid. That's kind of funny. Money to be made and bills to be paid. It sounds like a very earth energy there. But just make sure no one's emotionally denying you of things that will fulfill you. Because some of you could be, you could be in a more emotional state. And others might not be used to that side of you, Capricorn. So they could be just straight up denying you because they're like, when did you start feeling, Capricorn? Go home. Like, I don't like that for you guys. So just be careful about that in this month and reach for whatever the hell you want to. Whether you're reaching for your own emotions, because we do have this kind of moon here. See it on his hand? We have this moon. So the moon was on your head. So we have you reaching for certain thoughts, right? So if you've thought about anything in November, you're going to really start reaching for it, I'm seeing. And you guys are ambitious, right? So that's why you thought. This moon is on her head, symbolic for intuitive thought, symbolic for emotional thought. And then you guys are really going to, you don't save any time. You literally start reaching for it. So that's how it is with Capricorn. I'm seeing that you think of something and you reach for it. You think of something and you reach for it. Very encouraging ambition. I'm learning from you guys right now. So there's a step here. There's number 4. Okay, I feel emotional. I need to get out of these feelings. So let me reach for what it is that I need. You guys probably figure out what the problem is quickly, right? So you start reaching for it, but it's interesting that this is the denial card. So it's almost like you reach and someone smacks your hand and turns you off route. So just be careful of that in the beginning of November. So this is the number 5 card. So you really want to play around here with what you can reach for. This is a very playful energy, and I'm seeing that here for you a lot. I'm seeing a couple of 5s in your reading. So the number 5 is almost number 10, right? 5 is half of 10. So, you really want to reach for things that are going to get you to that full 10 right now, Capricorn. And you are the 10th house. So you could be doing things right now in the name of your career, right? And you don't want people to be denying you of that. Don't let people deny you of earth or water this month, right? Because you deserve both of them. You need to ground your emotions. And I feel that some of you are reaching for emotional stability or emotional grounding. You're reaching for a more healthier lifestyle, but perhaps people aren't moving as fast as you, Capricorn, because I'm seeing you guys as this kind of strong horse right now. And you're really moving. Like, this is movement. This is an earth sign. You see this mountain he's climbing up? There's lots of mountains in this picture, actually. There are a lot of mountains in the background of this card. I hope you can see that. And this horse is you. You guys are really like noble steeds right now, right? And you're trampling over these mountains. And these could be emotional mountains as well. But I see you moving away, right? There's something here with the denial of emotions, the denial of spirit even. Someone could be denying you spiritually or denying you intuitively, denying what you've intuitively, what you know. Like, you literally know that this person is being foul to you. They're being lying, they're deceitful, but they deny it. So, there's some movement here in the middle of November. So I would say this energy is coming in quickly here. That's the 15th right now. So in the next few days, in the next week or so, there's going to be some heavy movement that picks up. And it's kind of interesting that this would happen as the sun is moving into your 12th house. That's all that you need to wait on right now, Capricorn, because the movement is really going to pick up. And I see you moving away from these emotions and from whatever's denying you. So I'm liking that you're moving towards a more place of psychic intuition, right? Because we have the moon over here as well. So you're moving away from spiritual denial and from emotional denial. You're moving away from anyone who denied you of what you thought about, any ideas that you've had that you really started to reach for, and someone batted your hand down. You're like, fuck it, dude. Like, it don't take me long to realize what's going on. So this is you moving away from any of those emotional struggles, any of those darker emotions. Scorpio season has really taught you guys different about your emotions, and more so the emotions of people around you. So you're back to yourself here in this card, where you're really your Capricorn self. There's a lot of earth, but let's not forget the little bit of water that we see in this picture. So I'm kind of see how close it is to this horse, and I'm seeing this strongly as your guys' energy. Horses are very grounded. They're very people think they're just big old creatures that don't really have any feelings. Sound familiar? But horses are very spiritually connected to the earth. And have you ever heard of a bad, like, someone, if your emotions aren't right, you really shouldn't try to ride a horse, because they can feel your vibration, right? So this is you feeling the vibrations in your environment and feeling the vibrations of the people who are kind of riding you or, interacting with you. And I'm seeing that you're keeping you might learn something emotionally this month, Capricorn, to the point where you do. Scorpio energy could be transforming the way you actually think about emotions. You might not usually reach for things emotionally, but I'm seeing you reaching for things emotionally this month and moving towards a place of emotion and away from those more colder figures that don't understand you. This is a completely new you that you might not even know, right? So there is water in this card, and I'm seeing it close to the horse's mind. And we do have a moon on the horse there. If you can see on his neck area, there is a horse. So since the moon is kind of right here, I'm seeing that this, and it's kind of the horse's shoulder as well. So there may be some certain emotions that you guys are carrying around on your back, but I'm seeing here that it's almost in your throat chakra, so you can even communicate these kind of things to people. But the most important part about this picture is how the horse is really tackling the things that are standing in his way. Do you see that there? There's a mountain that this horse is getting ready to climb, and there's mountains in the distance that the horse has already climbed, and this is you, Capricorn. So this is talking about things that you've kind of already, this is cloudy, and this is, really hurdles in your way and obstacles. But this horse is just galloping, and he's movement. This is movement. So he's very much moving away from whatever denied him in the first place. So I'm seeing in the middle of the month that you guys are moving away from all that energy I was picking up on before, and you're even headed towards at the end of the month. But before we go there, let's see here. Remember how I was talking to you about Scorpio being your 11th house? Well, we have a 92 up there, okay? It's backwards, but that's a 92. 9 plus 2 is 11. So I'm seeing you moving away from people who are in their feelings right now. That was just a little bit of advice there, Capricorn, that I was talking to you about it being an earth sign and how you can sometimes avoid your emotions. For some of you, you did need to hear that. For others of you, I'm seeing this is more important to say, that there's people around you that are really emotional. And remember how I was saying in the beginning that It's not exactly our feelings in Scorpio season that bother us. It's the way that other people are dealing with their feelings. Because you know how people can kind of manipulate you? Of course you do. And I mean, it's hard to manipulate a Capricorn because, come on now, Capricorn. But people try to, and it's hilarious. And people also play the blame game, right? I remember talking to you a little bit about that in the beginning, how um, sometimes we can blame ourselves, but it's really about self-realization, which Capricorn is all about. Like, once you actually realize the problem or actually realize something wrong, you face it with integrity and you face it in a responsible way. And that's just something that's so great about you guys. You guys own up to things, you know what I mean? You take responsibility for things. But see, this is the problem with that. If you're not around people like that, then they'll just blame everything on you, and you don't want that, Capricorn. That could be why there's some emotional denial here, or denial of the high priestess of water, when all you're trying to do is reach for what's best, right? But there is movement away from that. And I mentioned the 11th house because 9 plus 2 is 11. So I see you moving away from, this is all about the people around you. So there's emotional people around you right now, Capricorn, denying you of something. And I'm seeing you moving away from those people. So you're really going to have to, some of you don't want to move away from these people because they do tap into your emotions. So this is relationships here, and we're going to get clarifiers. Your video is going to be a little bit longer than everybody else's, but we had stuff to talk about. What can I say? Please. Like, I just sit down and do the messages. I don't really, some people get upset because the videos are shorter, or some people's videos are longer, but I relay the messages. It could take 10 minutes to relay a message. Sometimes it can take an hour, 2 hours. I don't know. It just depends on the message. But these messages are very deep. So it may take me longer because I like to really talk about things and thoroughly, you know what I mean? And plus I have a Capricorn rising, so I connect with you guys on a spiritual level here. So I do see a lot of these emotions and this emotional denial with people around you because the sun is in your 11th house. It is Scorpio season. So for Scorpio season, for Capricorn, it's all about the darkness of other people. It is because you guys are getting ready to have your solar returns. You're getting ready for your birthday after Sagittarius season. So December 23rd, the sun is going to enter Capricorn, and this is going to be very, very your ruling planet will already be there. So interesting. Very, very interesting there. But I see you moving away from anything negative. And even if it does cause you emotional pain, just know, Capricorn, these are mountains you have to get over. This Horus maybe it's good for you guys to kind of minimize emotions right now. See how the water is in the distance, and there's more so earth everywhere. Everything else is kind of dried up. But there is this little hint of a river back here. So for your guys' reading, this may be you moving a little bit away from your emotions. If you're holding on to emotions in a relationship, or maybe you don't want to move because emotionally these people really like you and your job's so good, but you really want to move, I'm feeling that strongly, that there's burdens this month. There's something on your shoulders. These people don't want you to leave. You've done it for so long, You don't like to give up, Capricorn. You're very dedicated, But sometimes you need to apply that dedication and that ambition to your own self, right? It's almost your birthday, so it is going to become the focus on you. And it's going to be very much about what's best for you in your life, right? And just know that that's coming up in your reading here. You don't want to deny yourself of movement, because we have people denying you of your emotions, or people around you in denial of their emotions. Bad energy either way in Scorpio season, and ever. What good comes out of denying your emotions? Like, unless you're a Capricorn and you're doing it to push through. Because with earth signs, it's different. With other people, it's manipulation. With you, it's just a different scenario, because sometimes earth signs have to focus more on earth and logic, because if they did become emotional, like they're like, you're the opposite of water for a reason. Okay, it's so you can be who you are in the world. So you can be this strong, sturdy, mountain climbing figure. Okay, but I do see here, you don't want to deny yourself. It's like the very denial that these people this is manipulation. Like, denial has a lot to do with deceit and manipulation. Sometimes people deny you of things so that they can manipulate you to stay, or that they can manipulate you to feel a certain way. So for some of you, you are being denied emotionally so that person can manipulate you to feel a certain way. And that very denial is transforming into you denying yourself of movement. Some other people might be denying you of movement. Some of you may be applying for apartments and getting denied, things like that. So there's kind of a denial of movement here. But there's also, on the other side, the flip side of things, there's the moving away from denial. So I really want you guys to focus on that and to move away from people who are emotionally denying you right now. And really speak and you know, talk to people and communicate about these things. You know, even if you have to talk to these people who are denying you certain things, like, look, you've denied me of this for too long. This could be the denial of a promotion or the denial that people are even doing these things to you. But just know you're coming up very intuitively, right? You're coming up very intuitively this month in November, because you have people don't know it, but sometimes you might have to be like, look, I'm a Capricorn and I'm going through 12th house transits right now, so I know things. Like, the moon is all about what's hidden. The moon is all about psychic dreams. So the moon is coming up here as your last card, Capricorn. And I'm seeing this kind of horse here moving away from denial and headed towards a place of completion. Because I'm seeing this big full moon here, and this is completions and new beginnings. This is psychic protection with this kind of black cat here. If any of you see this cat as symbolic, this is coming through spirit today in November for this month. You know, black cat's very special. And we have the moon again on your head. Okay, so your reading began with the moon on your head, and then your reading is ending with the moon on your head. So this is symbolic for intuitive thought. This is and this is all 12th house energy. It is interesting that at the end of November, when we'll be in Sagittarius season, the moon is back on your head. In the middle of the month, you had to do some intuitive reaching. You know, some of you might have had to go on a limb, like, you know, I'm a Capricorn, and usually I need to know that this is going to be successful. I don't really reach for things that I don't know are there. But, you know, it might be good to reach this month. You know, it might be good for you to intuitively reach out for things you don't know are there, and really use that to move. You know what I mean? You want to pick up speed right now. But either way, you are beginning the month strong, intuitive, and you don't want to deny yourself of that. And then you're ending the month here and there's a 50. Okay, so 50, that's a cool number there, and it's also 5. So play around with your intuition, Capricorn. We have a number 5 here as well. So you really don't want to deny yourself of any new beginnings or completions, right? Because that is where the movement is hidden in. And this reading, you know, there's a lot of different ways to read it, but I'm seeing you in a strong place of earth. I'm seeing the mixture of earth and water here, because we have a mixture of earth and water here too. You see that big field that this cat is kind of, it's like you are listening to these water energies, and you're allowing Scorpio to transform you. You're going to allow Sagittarius season to transform you, but you're still your earthy self, because I see, you know, besides the High Priestess of Water in the beginning of the month, even though that is the number 4 card, so you're even trying to ground your emotions. I see earth here, right? Reaching for a place of earth or logic, and I see earth here, but there's also a hint of water there. Okay, and something even more beautiful is at the bottom of your deck, we have wishing. Okay, and so that means that in this reading, wishing has to do. Okay, so you want to emotionally wish. You don't want anyone to deny you of the wishes and the hopes and the dreams that you have. And this is the 19 card. So if any of you, you know, are symbolic with the number 19, this is wishing, and we have this kind of wishing well here, right? And, you know, it's either you by the well by yourself, because there's something interesting about this card. And no matter how much I look at it, I can't decipher between what she's holding on to. It looks like it's a person, right? But then the more and more you look, it's just, you know, and that's because wishes aren't always clear. And if I were able to see your wish clearly, then it wouldn't come true, right? So this wish is for you, Capricorn, and there's a lot of earth in this picture, and the water becomes in the well. So wells are, you know, they go into the earth, and water could be hidden very deep with you. So, you know, there's something there about the water turning from a place back there. It's like water just gets less and less and less with you, and it turns more into psychic intuition. This is your 12th house here, right? This is you being really playful with your intuition when the sun enters Sagittarius. And there's a wish to be made here. You know, this is you kind of, it's interesting to me that I'm drawn to this well and how there's cement blocks, right? And then there's water in the well, if you can see that. So it's almost like you encage your own water, your own emotions, and it's hidden in a place of earth. So this is all earth, earth all around them. And then you're kind of sitting with your emotions, wishing. So some of you might be doing that. And I just want to tell you here that deceit is right underneath wishing. So deceit came up in your guys' reading last month on your side, and now it's more so on underlying energy. So this wish may even be considered deceitful to other people. This could be a wish that you're kind of, you might be in a relationship and you're wishing for a new relationship, or you're in a relationship or you're living with someone and you're wishing for a new place to live, or you're working at a job and you're wishing for a better pay. That is kind of deceitful, but you're going to define that your own self, Capricorn. And there's a need to meditate as well, because we have the meditation card coming up. So, Cap, this wish energy, this wishful energy, you have a wish right now. There's something that you want to wish for, and 9 plus 1 is 10, and you are the 10th house. So this could have to do with your career and your legacy. This could have a lot to do with your long-term goals. So if you're wishing for more clarity or wishing for a more grounded energy, you could even be wishing for things to kind of move and pick up pace, and full moons kind of give me a spiritual wishing vibe as well. So I'm seeing here at the end of the month, you could be really psychic, okay? And even though you're staying in the earth element, you're still paying attention. And that's why Capricorn is so badass, because you look like an earth element, right? But you're actually really not. You're not as logical as people think you are. You're like very intuitive, very, very, very intuitive. So I want to get a card here, because your video got kind of long, but I want to get a card here for this emotional high priestess denial. So Spirit, show me a little bit more about Capricorn's reading. Okay, show me the high priestess of water in this denial card. Why did Spirit put these cards here? The denial of emotion, the denial of water. Give me a clarifier. Ooh, okay, so we have the Ace of Cups. I believe Cancer got this same clarifier for the High Priestess of Water. So the High Priestess of Water is showing up this month because this is the ebb and flow of emotions right now. Emotions are like, see all this water? The water is actually coming from out of the cup, and it doesn't stop. It's like a faucet. So our emotions are very flowing right now, and the High Priestess of Water is showing up for you, Capricorn, because this is the Ace of Cups. Okay, so this is an emotional new beginning. This can even be new love coming in, but I'm seeing this strongly as water validating water. So there's a great deal of emotions here. I'm going to get a card for denial, because this could even be certain conversations being denied or something like that. So let's see here why denial is here. Okay, and interestingly enough, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and at the bottom of the deck we have the Page of Swords. So there's some truth here coming out, and at the bottom of that we have the Taurus card. Okay, this is the Hierophant. So some of you may be really needing to express truth to a Taurus, or some of you could even be needing to, this could be truth coming in really fast from a Taurus or from an earth sign. And for those of you who aren't dealing with Taurus and dealing with truth needing to come out with a Taurus, because this is coming up with the denial card. So there's a Taurus denying you truth or denying you conversation, something like that. If not, Taurus is an earth sign. So this is coming up for the earth energy being denied, just like I was saying here with the truth. And we have the Empress card right underneath Taurus, and the Magician, and Judgment, and Ten of Wands. So there's some completions there with love, but for the most part it's just truth coming out. So don't deny yourself the truth. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. So the denial is of your earth element. We have this kind of denial of the Queen of Pentacles. So even if you're a man, Capricorn, you're really being denied here of your own element, because these waters are coming in so strong. But don't worry, okay? And you don't want people to deny you your own money, because if this isn't just your energy, then the Queen of Pentacles is all about her finances, right? She's the queen, and she's looking down at everything that she values, right? What is that coin to you, Capricorn? This could be your job. Some people denying you something in the career, but this is very earth. So you're being denied of something very physical. And I remember mentioning that you're pretty territorial. So you want to use this Page of Wands at the bottom, Page of Swords at the bottom of the deck to really cut through some of that bullshit and really apply the truth here. And we have the King of Wands popping out now. So, you know, if this isn't a fire sign that you're dealing with, and it's interesting that we have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Wands. So some of you female Capricorns could be with a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. I'm just seeing here Earth and Fire are kind of pairing up. So it's interesting that we had the King of Wands pop out. And this could be men Capricorn as well, being with either way, female. But it's the King and the Queen. So Earth and Fire. So I'm seeing Earth signs with fire signs right now, masculine and feminine. And there's a new beginning at the bottom of the deck with the Fool card. So it could be an Aries for most of you. You could be dealing with an Aries. It could be a Capricorn dealing with an Aries, because the Fool card, aside from it being a new beginning, it's the Aries card. So the King of Wands, this could even be you being passionate, Capricorn, about the new movement here, because the next thing I was going to validate was movement. So let's get a validator here for movement. Sorry you're reading so long, Capricorn, but these are messages. I really don't like to rush spirit. Okay, movement. 10 of Pentacles, baby. So you're really going to be moving, because this is a completion. This is the number 10. You guys are the 10th house. So your careers are really going to pick up. Money is really going to pick up for you guys. Or you could be moving, you know, and it's interesting that you're moving away from someone who's holding 1 pentacle, and it's validated by 10 pentacles. So this is also family life and home life, because we see here a lot of people in this card. There's older man here, and dogs and kids playing and stuff like that. So a lot of your financial lives are going to pick up in the family, right? A lot of movement here. I'm seeing a lot of physical movement, and you're moving because something is over. Something has completed itself. And I just kind of subconsciously pulled the Moon card. So, you know, this could be what you're thinking about subconsciously. And this is when the sun moves into Sagittarius. You could be really thinking about the 10 of Pentacles, having your finances together. You know, you really want finances to pick up, because someone could have been denying you your own money. You know, something in the work situation there. Bottom of the deck, 4 of Wands, and the sun is under that in the celebration. So you guys are moving to a place of emotional security. Interesting that someone was denying that, but I'm seeing you move to a place where you're way more emotionally secure, right? Way more emotionally secure. Lots of water there. Ooh, all right. Well, I was gonna verify the moon, and we have the High Priestess coming out. So this is very intuitive. We have the moon here, right? This is more so the ending of your reading, and the moon is being validated by the High Priestess, right? So the High Priestess is somebody who sits in between light and dark. She knows about the veil. This is 12th house energy, you guys. Please get ready for all that Sagittarius, all that Sagittarius energy to kind of surface with you guys, because you're very, very psychic at the end of November. I'm seeing, you know, very, very psychic, and it's because of what you've been made to feel. And this is coming out with the 7 of Swords. Okay, so anything that has been done in the dark, because this man is stealing. This man is betraying, lying, sneaky, cheating behavior. And the High Priestess knows about it. Interesting that we were talking about that a little bit in your reading, about anybody treating you this way. This is mental conversations, somebody taking all the shine, like somebody is doing all the talking in a relationship, and someone is doing some sneaky cheating and lying. Someone could be stealing from you mentally, stealing your mental energy. I don't know what this 7 of Swords is about, but all I know is it came out with the High Priestess. So you guys know the light and the dark of this. And anybody doing this kind of shit to you, you know, everything comes to light. So this is the ending and completion subconsciously to, this could even be an air sign for some of you, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius energy. So, and then at the end of the bottom of the deck, wow, we have water and fire. So we had a lot of king and queens come up for you. We have the King of Cups here and the Queen of Cups, and beneath that we have the 2 of Cups. So some of you could be dealing with fire and water signs. You know, for the men, you could have a Queen of Wands in your life. And for the ladies, we could have a King of Cups. So this is either a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, or a Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. Okay, so there's something here. And if it's not that, Capricorn, it's just you being passionately emotion, right? This is being emotionally passionate because the King of Cups is all about his emotion, and the Queen of Wands is all about passionate beginnings. And I do see this black cat here, and it's interesting that we have this black cat here. So we have two black cats here for spiritual psychic protection. And to me, this is just about you really knowing what's being done to you right now. So just sit back and relax, Capricorn. I know it's really hard to let these people sneak by, right? But there is army men in the background. This is you seeing this. You see it. You see the deceit. And remember, there is the deceit here in your reading. So, you know, I'm going to leave you with this, Capricorn, which is the bottom of your deck. This was a really interesting reading, but I want you to focus on your career right now. Focus on any wishes that you've been wanting. Anything, you know, this is wish fulfillment. Don't let anybody deceive you. You know, you want to meditate. You want to meditate right now towards your vision, okay? You really want to meditate towards your vision of success right now, because that is what you can come to this wishing well and wish about. So anything career related, anything that's going to enhance your lifestyle, just know that Spirit is showing that coming up in your reading. So anything hard or struggling right now, it's all going to change when the sun moves into Sagittarius. And when you really have this kind of releasing subconscious energy, okay? Woo! That was a lot of different energies. And I always believe that my Capricorn rising is somewhere at play when I'm doing the readings for you guys. That is your reading for November, Capricorn. Whew, I would appreciate it if you guys would comment below and let me know how that was and if anything applied to you. There was a lot of energies. You guys are going through a lot. It even came through, like I can even feel it in your guys' energy. For the most part, I do see that there's something here with denial and even some deception. But I do see a lot of earth in your reading, and I see you being really, really psychic. There are certain movements with completions and new beginnings in your reading as well. And, you know, this is Scorpio season for you guys. A lot of different intense energies. This is the time of transformation. So just know anything that doesn't make it by the time of your birthdays, it really wasn't supposed to be in your life, okay? And that's something that I have a hard time realizing too, because I don't like to give up either. But if people have given up on us, then, you know, we can't just hang around and let them have their way with us or anything like that. And I know that's not typically the behavior of you anyways, Capricorn. So really harness, you know, your passion, because at the bottom of your deck we have wishing and the Queen of Wands. And, you know, so this could be even emotionally passionate wishing. But make sure you use this wish for yourself, because it's your time, Capricorn. You know, like, it's slowly coming up on your birthday. All right. And the next time I talk to you guys, it will be Capricorn season. So, well, it might be Sagittarius season soon. But your next reading, woo, it probably will be a little bit similar to this one. Hopefully a little bit more clear and grounded. You know, and I guess we all wish for that around this time in some way. But all right, Capricorn, I hope you have a good month for the rest of November, and happy Thanksgiving to those of you who celebrate Thanksgiving. And I'll talk to you guys next month. See you later, guys.